G'day viewers, welcome to another video. Before we get started, I'd like to ask, could you please hit the like button? It helps me with the YouTube algorithm and will help them decide who to share it to. It just progresses my channel, helps me out. And also, if you haven't subscribed, could you please do that, because 75% of my viewers aren't subscribed. It would mean a lot to me. It'd help me grow my channel. Thank you. G'day viewers, welcome back to part 4 of gold recovery from flat packs without any nitrate or nitric acid. So, what a mess. First thing I have to do is hose that down. Hopefully it'll just dissolve and won't stain the paving. Now, the next thing will be this mess here. The heat we've been having is so ridiculous, it's evaporated all my AP into just sludge. I don't know how well you can see that, it's all dried up. There's a tiny bit of liquid down the bottom there, that's it. And my jug's all dried up. Even the filter, before it really had a chance to filter, it just evaporated and turned into crystals. So I'm going to have to put this in here. Some of it that I spilled on there. Now I only see two options for reconstituting that solution down there, and one of them would be to put hydrochloric acid back in there. Turning it back into AP with some good strength because of the new hydrochloric, and to me that seems like a waste, putting hydrochloric acid in there only to then pour it off. I'm not going to do that. Or the other option that I think will work, I'll try it anyway, is to just put water in there, and I'm going to put water right up to like here somewhere. I'm going to really dilute the solution, try and get rid of all the crystals. And I'm not going to put this back in my AP. I'm not even going to put it in my stock pot. I'm just going to put some iron in there and retrieve all the copper, and then I can put the solution that's left over in my stock pot. So what I'm going to dilute it as heavily as I can, really dilute it, and then I'll be able to pour off the liquid, and hopefully the rough sediment's still at the bottom. There's no reason for it to come out. But I'll be keeping an eye out for gold flakes that may be in solution. I don't even know if there is any. But as I pour it off, I'll be watching for gold flakes. If there is some floating or moving in the solution, I'm going to need to put a filter. I'll clean this filter and use this, even if I just put this on top of a plastic bottle like this. Pour it into there. Any gold will get trapped in this. Hopefully there won't be any crystals like this because it'll all be diluted, if the water dilutes it. And get down to the sediment and just deal with the sediment. And I'm not going to go the AP route, not with, I'm sick of it. So I want to get rid of the AP, I want to dilute it all, pour it off, see what's left, and deal with that. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to hose this off. While I've got the hose, I'm going to fill this right up, see if I can get it to dilute. And then I'll show you what it looks like if it's diluted or not. It might still be a crystallized mess, I don't know, we'll see. But that's the plan now, try and get the sediment out and get rid of the AP. Alright, so I was able to rinse off my jug. It needs to be washed of course, but I got all the dry copper tea off it. And rinsed out my funnel. A little bit of metal there. That's alright. And I haven't completely thoroughly rinsed this properly. As you can see, there's still bubbles on the bucket. I'm about to do that, but I just wanted to show you. It's just a mess that's left over. To me, it looks like there's all copper. And I saw no gold foils whatsoever in the solution. As I poured it all off, there was absolutely no gold foils. And I don't see any gold in that sediment at all. So I don't know, maybe it's just all gold bond wires, maybe there was no gold plating on the legs, maybe the gold bond wires are all in the fine sediment. I'm hoping so, because if there's no gold in the fine sediment and there's no gold here, then where is it? It's going to make me look like an idiot. I'm going to keep rinsing this off. I've got all these bubbles on here to get rid of, and rinsed that a few times, and think about what I'm going to do with that. I've got an idea, but we'll see. I'll come back when I've decided. Alright, so I've got it in a beaker, and I'm going to pour some distilled water in there, and now I'm going to put some sulfuric acid, 98%. You always put acid into water, never ever water into acid. It does make a difference. So it will hiss and carry on because it's so strong. And I'm going to put that on the heat and keep adding sulfuric acid as I need it until all that's gone, and I'll be glad to see the end of it. I don't know if there'll be any gold in there or not, can't see any, but for the sake of it we'll treat it and get rid of it and see. So I'll put a lid on it, put it on the heat, and come back when there's something to show you. Okay, that's at a nice rolling boil. I do have a catch pan, but it's not getting washed, so I'll bring that out and put that under here soon. But I'll just keep adding sulfuric acid as I need to, and hopefully dissolve all that. You can see it's copper, most of it's all copper. Well, it's the next day, and I went through the entire bottle of sulfuric acid. Something did go in the solution, as you can see by the colour, but there's still a lot of sediment down the bottom. There's heaps of it down there, and I can tell you honestly, there's not a single gold flake. I am 100% certain there's no gold in the sediment. It's probably hard for you to see the sediment now, but yesterday when all this brown was up in the solution, it was clear as day. You could see down there. I'm going to filter. No, I can't filter the sulfuric acid off because it'll leak straight through it. I'm going to have to pour it off. Pour it off into here. And if you're working with sulfuric acid, please be careful. There you go. Still a whole pile of sediment down in that beaker. I don't know what it is. Yesterday I could still see a lot of grey matter in there and copper, like the pink just there in front of my thumb. There is not a single gold flake in that stuff. So I'm at the point where I'm thinking, to hell with this, just leave this stuff alone. It's not doing any good. There's no gold. I'm wasting my time, wasting acids. So I'm going to turf this, put it in the garbage. I don't think there's anything in there worth getting. If I saw one gold flake, I would think differently, but I haven't seen a single gold flake, and I truly believe there's no gold there, which can only mean that there must be gold bond wires in the fine sediment. I'm hoping anyway, because I thought there might have been some gold coated pins, but if there's not, then it has to be in the fine sediment, and I really hope that's the case, because I did some flat packs recently. If you look back, there's a video not long ago where I did flat packs and got a very poor gold drop out of it. Very poor indeed. We were hoping that this batch of FLATPACKS might be different because it was from a different company, different batch, different computers. But maybe FLATPACKS just don't contain much. I don't know. If there's no gold bond wires in the fine sediment, and if I don't get much gold, I'm going to look silly. But that's how it is sometimes with computer waste. Some things are good, some things are not. And if I don't get much gold out of these FLATPACKS, I'm not doing any more, because 2 big batches, or 1 big batch and 1 mediocre batch, and getting not much gold is just not worth time doing. So I need to dispose of this liquid. I need to put this in the rubbish, and I'm going to start panning the fine sediment and see if there's any gold in that. I've got my container here ready with water. I've got my new gold pan ready with my snuffer bottle, and there's the fine sediment. And I can't see any gold in there. I can see copper flakes, but I'll know more when I'm panning it. It'll stand out in the water. So I'm going to start panning that and see what we get. Alrighty, so I've got a pan here, and it's a good one. It's got a recess in there with a spout to catch it in a vial. I'm going to use that to pan into, so I'm not going to lose any of the residue. I mean, it's in a tub anyway, so I still wouldn't lose it anyway, but it's going to be easier to recover the gold in a smaller pan. And I got my cleanup pan. Now, I bought 10 of these thinking I'd be able to give them away for you guys. Nobody was interested, only one guy, and he got it. Bit of a letdown. I spent $100, so I didn't really afford, but I don't know, I guess I'll give them away, and people in person who come and say hello or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to use that, my cleanup pan, and the amount of stuff that's here, I think we could do it in one pan. Now, I recently watched a video from someone else who was doing FLATPACKS, and he had a pretty good result. He had quite a lot of gold bond wires, so it's given me hope that there should be some in this as well. I haven't taken out any magnetics. I don't normally do that. I treat everything together. Otherwise you remove the magnetics, there could be gold plating on it, and I don't see the point. I might as well just treat it all and we know for sure what we got. I will do a more in-depth panning video. I already have done one a long time ago, but I'll do a new one soon. So I won't go into too much detail about my method of panning in this video. But what I can say is that you need to get the solution really wet. Make sure it's all hydrated. And I'll put some dishwashing detergent in the water already. Not a lot, just a little bit, because you don't want bubbles. All you want to do is break down the surface tension to remove any chance of the gold floating. So I've already got a tiny bit in there, and anything that's heavy will stay to the bottom, anything light will float off. And I'm not aggressively trying to get things to move out of here, just whatever floats on top. And by doing this now, agitating it, there's lots of words for it. Agitating is one of them. Some people may think of another word, doesn't really matter. I'm making all the gold sink to the bottom, and anything else that's heavy and anything light should be on top. So pretty much most of this is light because I've already taken away the ash. I would like to use my larger pan for this, but it doesn't fit in this bucket. and I'm doing it on an angle. The pan's not dead flat, it's on a bit of an angle, so that the gold will stop at this corner here. I don't want it to go up the riffles, I want it to stay in that corner. So by having it on that angle, as I agitate it, it all moves down to that corner. I've seen people swirl the pan. That's okay if you want to get everything in the pan moving, but it's not ideal for when you're actually ready to release, because what happens is, as you're doing that, the gold could end up back here, and the first thing that comes off when you do that is everything back here and then here on top. So it's okay to get it moving, swirling around, but when you're agitating it, you want to go back to doing it this way, side to side, and have everything come down to the corner. See how it's coming up the back? Anything that was up there would have come out. You don't want gold to go, so you always want to make sure that before you release anything, you always go side to side. Big clump here, that's all steel or copper or whatever it is, legs. Bring it back to the middle, swirl it around, do whatever you want to do, but then go back to side before you make sure. I've just got to dip water in there, make sure you've got plenty of water, but before you release it, always have to go back to side. Make sure that it's all stirred around properly. I could have just done this before instead of doing the gravity separation, I could have got rid of the ash this way, but then this water would be so choked up full of ash, it would be all dirty and you wouldn't be able to see what you're doing. At least this way the water stays clean, because anything heavy settles, and like I said before, it's all heavy. Slowly getting down to the bulk of it. Bring it back to the middle, swirl around if you have to, and back to side. Make sure it's all moved around. I've proven my panning technique many times, where I've panned out whatever's come out on numerous occasions and not lost any gold. It took me a long time to perfect this method. There's lots of ways of doing it. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. Lots of people have got their way of doing it. This is what works for me. And if it wasn't all heavy metal, it would be all gone by now. It's just sand and rock would be out. But this is taking a while because it's all heavy. I wouldn't normally be this aggressive if it was only rock and sand. Because there's metal there, I have to do it a little bit more aggressive to get metal to leave the pan. Not seeing any gold so far. One more this way, and then I'll change when I get down to a smaller amount. I'll show you in a second. When I get down to about this much, get it all back in the pan, and now I back pan and drop it out this way. So I want all the metal to stay up here. And then slowly bring down the weaker stuff, the lighter stuff. This way you can see what you're doing and there's less chance of losing any gold. You can't rely on the riffles because gold can make it over the riffles. Now what I can do is put it in the water halfway and relieve all that stuff that's there, leaving all the good stuff up here. Bring it all back to the middle, stir it all around, back to the corner. And again, swirl it around, bring down the lighter stuff. Drop it out the back because it's no good. Stir it all around, agitate it down the front, bring down the little lighter stuff, and by now I would have thought I'd see some gold. Hope this isn't going to be like that other batch where there was hardly any gold in it. Should be able to just bring all this down now and see where the gold is. There we go, I can start seeing it now. There's not much there. I know it's not very good lighting under here. A bit more water. Now if you can see it, there's a ring of gold on the corner there. Very fine. Can you see that now? All the darker stuff's come down and there's a line of gold. It's really not much. I thought there'd be a lot more than that. But what I'm going to do to be 100% certain, and also to eliminate any chance of people saying, no, you lost gold, is I'm going to treat everything, all the residue, just to be sure. I thought there'd be a bigger difference. I thought there'd be a big pile of gold in this, but there's not. So the whole lot is all going to go in acid, just to make sure. So I will recover all of this, and I'll probably put it in 2 beakers because there's a lot there, and I'll treat the whole lot. I'll get all that done, get in the beakers ready, and we're back. Okay, so I've got both the beakers with sediment in it, half and half. I'm going to put some hydrochloric acid in both of them, just enough to cover everything. A little bit more maybe, just a bit over. And now I'm going to put some bleach. So this is where I managed to do it without using nitric. The bleach will create acrorrhea, the proper poor man's acrorrhea. It annoys me when people use a nitrate and say it's poor man's, because it's not. The whole thing about poor man's is any poor person can do it, and bleach is only like a couple of bucks. So making acrorrhea with bleach and hydrochloric acid is the real poor man's acrorrhea. So I'm going to get some bleach now and put some bleach in there. I'll turn it on, get some heat happening to it, and I'll come back with the bleach and put some bleach in there. Okay, so what I'm using here is standard laundry grade bleach, premium liquid bleach. 42 grams per litre of sodium hypochlorite. Available chlorine 4%. Doesn't really matter. It's just people have asked me in the past what I'm using. It's just normal laundry bleach. And the good thing about bleach is you can't over bleach like you do with nitric. So I'll put some in there, and I'll just keep adding as I need it. And unlike nitric, there's no need to denox, but you don't have that problem with bleach. So I'm going to put lids on these now. I've just got to find them, cover them, and let them do their job. Okay, I got both the solutions that have been cooking with bleach and hydrochloric acid, and I'm going to filter both of them into this clean beaker. Mix them together. It's the same thing. It's a fairly black solution. I tried to do a stannous test and it's just too dark, so it's going to need to be filtered a few times, I think. You see it's even coming out black, so run it through the filter a couple of times. It should hopefully clear it up a bit. I'll get it nice and clear. Even if I have to run it through some cotton wool, I'll just filter it and filter it and filter it and filter it until it comes clean enough to do a stannous test anyway. Not sure why it's so black, but it doesn't matter. I know there's gold in there. I'll come back once I filter it, because this might take all day. I got the solution filtering. These two, this one here and this one here, have got all the main sediment in there, and I've been rinsing it to make sure that all the gold solution is out of it. I know that there will be gold solution in there. Now this one here has got, the reason why it's taken so long, you can see all the sediment around the sides and down the bottom as well. So the colour, the dark colour, has nothing to do with the bleach. I don't know why it's dark. I'm assuming it's because of all the sediment. But once I get all this out of solution, I'm then gonna try filtering these through cotton balls several times over if I need to. It's the same solution. I just break it up into 3 lots to filter it faster. and I'll just keep putting it through cotton balls over and over and over until I get some sort of a clearer liquid that I can do a stannous test on. Well, I managed to finally get them cleaned up. They look dark, but they're just green. You see through, if you pour it on an angle you can see through it. And I've got a heavily saturated solution of SMB, and I'm doing that stannous test. So I've got it evenly divided into 2 beakers so that there's room for the SMB. And the dark stain shows that there's gold in there. Is that one? Again, dark stain shows there's gold in there. So I'll pour this evenly between the 2 beakers. And now I just wait for the gold to settle. I'll come back when it's all cleared up. So both of these beakers, they had a lot of colloidal gold on top, like a big pile of foam, and all the gold was collected in there, and it's taken a lot of spraying, and we finally got it to drop. So now we're just going to pour off all the solution, and until we get to the gold, then we can wash it. After a process of slowly pouring off the solutions and recovering the gold that was in the bottom and putting it into a smaller beaker, look at that. I don't know if you can see that very well. That is a really nice layer of gold. Now it's going to be dirty, so it's not all going to be gold. There's going to be copper in there and all sorts of other things. So it's going to need to be thoroughly washed, but it's a good starting point and it's looking good. I was actually hoping for about that much, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So now I'm going to put it through its wash process and then melt it up and see what we've got. The gold's been through the entire wash process, which for me is 3 hot water washes, and then I boiled it for about an hour or 2 in hydrochloric acid, and then 3 more hot water washes to get rid of the gold, the HCl. Okay, so you can tell that because it's black, it's not like a nice milk chocolate colour, but it's not pure by any means. However, it is clean. You can tell that by the way it settled so quickly, and it's in granules. It's tiny little granules, not fine dust. So it's time to put it in the melt dish. See what we get. I've got a pipette ready, suck out the water. Let that settle. Suck out the water, and I can get some more in. And I'll just keep doing that until I get all the gold in there, and then we'll go and melt it and see what we've got. Well, I've encountered a problem, but it's not a bad problem to have. I've almost run out of room in my melt dish, and I still have a little bit of gold down there. So I'm going to try and fit it in there. It shouldn't be too hard. Pour off some of the water, and there shouldn't be a whole lot left in there. I reckon I'll just be able to squeeze it in, and I'll use my little micro torch to see if I can get it to shrink a bit, because as it melts it'll shrink up, making more and more room in there. I've had this ready to go for at least a week now, but we've been having ridiculous heat. Like we've had 8 or 9 days above 40 degrees Celsius, which is around about 110 Celsius Fahrenheit, and we've had 3 or 4 days, I think it is, of over 43 degrees, so around 120 Fahrenheit. Today's supposed to be a cooler day, but it's not a hell of a lot cooler. It's mildly cooler. Still sweating like crazy. So I mean, it's been good for getting this to evaporate. As I've been putting more in there with water, it soon dries up. So I suppose there's some good from the heat. But I will melt this today. So I'm just going to try and get the last of that gold in here and melt it up, and then we'll see how much we got. I'll tell you what, it never ceases to amaze me how much the gold shrinks down from the gold powder to when it's melting. Like you saw how full it was. There's a decent amount in there, there's a big bead in there, but nothing compared to what it was. I don't know if you can see it or not. Just working my way around the outside. I've only got it on a low heat at the moment. Just getting any powder that was on the side melted. The main bulk of it is down in the middle. A little bit of borax. Now I'll turn it up a bit. Nice feather flame, it's perfect. It's almost congregated into a bead at the moment. It's not quite there, but it's almost there. A little bit more borax. Turn the flame up a bit more. Now we're cooking. Not a bad sized bead. I was hoping for a bit more, but it's looking quite nice. Certainly better than nothing. Alright, that's all melted now. It's a nice bead. Sorry if you can't see. You can turn the heat off. Drop of borax on it. My tweezers are broke, so I'm hoping this is going to be able to pick it up. Hasn't quite frozen over yet. Okay, little bead of gold. It's not quite pure, but it's not bad. Now I just got to weigh it, take off my percentage, and then because I'll cut pieces off with the wire cutters until I get to the right amount. And then I'll remelt it for him so he's got a nice round button. But we'll go and see what this weighs now. I tell you what, I am so happy to put an end to this video. It's taken so long. Okay, so we've got the scales on 0. Let's see what she weighs. 5 grams on the dot. That's nowhere near as much as I was hoping for, but it's better than nothing. Last time I did a packet flat packs, I got next to nothing, so but I'm happy with that. Well, I've seen people get more, and I don't know if that's legit or whether they fudge their results. I guess it would probably be easier to do. I don't know, but that's what I got. So there you go, guys. It is possible to do it without nitric. It took me a while. It was a bit of a mission. I don't think I would go down that road again, but it can be done. So if you have any value out of this video, this series of videos, and if you think you would like to support me for less than the cost of a cup of coffee, you can become a channel member. Otherwise, if you could just please like the video, it helps with the algorithm, helps YouTube know who to share the movie to and so on. That would help me a lot, and just subscribe, and it would mean the world to me, just having you guys support me. So I do want to thank my channel members at the moment. There's something special coming in the pipeline for my members, and for the subscribers there will be a giveaway soon, because I'm reaching very closely to my 2,000 subscribers, and I will be giving away a gram of gold. Now, a gram may not sound like much. In Australia that's like $100 at the moment with the price it is, and $100 is a lot to me, so I'm guessing it's a lot to most people. So yeah, stay tuned, please like and subscribe, share it, all that jazz. And as I said, I could really do with some channel members. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.